Harvard experts outline key signs like perpetual sense of urgency and rushing from task to task, inability to truly unplug or relax, with guilt shadowing downtime. These patterns are linked to serious health consequences like insomnia, anxiety, depression, and impaired immune response. So, hi guys, this is Madhura.
This is Isha.
Welcome to We Got This. Today we're going to talk about toxic productivity or productivity anxiety. We have this need to constantly do something or add something to our to-do list, or constantly wondering like, oh my god, I didn't complete that task yesterday. That anxiety, we're gonna have a debrief on that. So our first segment is some of the markers or signs that you're going through toxic productivity or productivity anxiety. Do you have this? Do you go through this?
Toxic productivity, totally. Every day. First is the social media. We look at the highlights of people and we constantly keep comparing ourselves. Oh my god, I'm like falling behind and they are doing so many things in life, but I'm not even there yet. That's my biggest marker for toxic productivity. I'm like, I constantly need to do something to achieve that thing.
If you're constantly like comparing yourself to people on the internet, then yes, you're going through that, and based out of that you're telling yourself that ye bhi karna hai, wo bhi karna hai, oh my god, people are doing so much, and then you stop living in the moment, kind of like, or enjoying the things that have been given to you, or like, not given to you but you already have.
Like you basically stop enjoying your own life, and then you're so like focused on other people's lives.
And totally forgetting that there are so many things to be happy about already.
Exactly.
And that's totally missed. The whole point is entirely missed, and then you focus on things that you need to get done basically in order to be happy. That's, I think, one of the markers. Guilty on a break. You're unable to take a break. Like, even when you're on a break, you're constantly thinking about what things you need to get done.
Yeah.
Oh my god, and I mean, this is crazy. Like, how is this happening so much?
How did we get here?
Yeah.
Like, why is this constant feeling of guiltiness always there?
Yeah.
Even if I take like 10 minutes break or 10 minutes nap, or I'm just like sitting, I feel like I'm missing something out.
Yeah, I think one of the most important signs is like, you start too many things. I think I am guilty of this again, that I get into a lot of things thinking that this could work, I need to do this in order to like satiate myself in some way, and then I don't get anything done. You become like this jack of all trades person, like trying to start too many things. It's again another marker that you might be going through productivity anxiety. So this is the next segment where we talk about why do we feel such productivity anxiety. Major thing is comparing yourself to others on social media. I mean, we never thought that success could be something so extravagant, right? I mean, the things that we already have is success as what we imagined as kids, but now every day the definition of success changes as per social media. So we strive to get there. I mean, the triggers are everywhere. Like, the moment you open your phone, somebody's got a promotion. The moment you open your phone, somebody's buying a house. I mean, like, it's crazy.
I think that's like the biggest reason, at least for millennials, because of social media. We are just constantly on our like Instagram or LinkedIn, like you said. If I open LinkedIn, there's like 10,000 notifications popping up that someone has changed their job or someone has like got promoted, even though that's not even my dream. But I feel like, oh my god, I'm losing time, or I'm falling behind, but I don't even want to do that. But
exactly,
I just get that feeling of I'm just not doing enough. Like that constant thought of I'm not doing enough, or I'm just not enough.
That triggers.
That's like the biggest trigger point, I think.
And you get really anxious, like, oh my god, what am I doing right now? I could be doing something else.
Yeah.
Or you just immediately, I think, at least in my case, I immediately go to the jobs portal. I just start like looking at any new openings that may be suitable for me, I get that, and I stop doing it after like 5 minutes and I forget about it, but it's like that.
I used to do that a lot on LinkedIn, but now I do that on Instagram because I see these artists and then these business owners constantly coming up with new products, and I'm like, oh my god, I don't have new products right now. It's been 4 months, I don't have a new product on my website, and I'm like, shit, I'm falling behind.
But in meanwhile, you forget the fact that you have achieved so much.
Exactly,
right?
The other projects I don't care about at that point.
Correct.
Not just on social media looking at strangers, but even if even if I'm talking about my friends, or a friend comes to me and there's some achievement that that friend has achieved, or any family member or anyone I know, I feel like I'm falling behind. It's not just on social media anymore.
Exactly.
It's not, it doesn't come out of jealousy, but it just comes out of, oh my god, like I also need to do this because I am the same age.
Am I falling behind?
Yeah, am I falling behind?
Because that's not how we were raised. Like, this is what I wanted to talk about in the previous section. Is like growing up, we were like no pain, no gain. These were the kind of things that were imprinted into us. Like, you know, you can't fall behind. You
Yeah,
have
it's
to
like
achieve your dream.
This constant competition that you are into.
Exactly. I mean, if you're stopping, then you're
you're
failing.
failing.
That those are the kind of things that were told to us, that, you know, keep going. You have to constantly, which is fine, but then at the same time, other things are also important. I mean, they're good. You have to work for your dream, but
There are achievements, and of course you have to push yourself, but there is a limit to pushing yourself. And I don't mean limit in a sense that you can't achieve those things or they are like impossible to achieve.
Yeah.
But when it hampers your own well-being and your own health, then
You need
to like stop and take a break.
you need to rethink, you know. I really wanted to talk about the imposter syndrome. You think that you're a fraud, and you constantly think of proving yourself as a person who's worth of what you've achieved. You constantly feel that whatever you've achieved till now, is
I'm not
you're not worth
worthy of it.
So I think that's also some people go through, that, you know, they're constantly trying to prove themselves basically. And I think everybody at some level goes through it, because maybe, you know, as a child that you've achieved a certain level of respect from others, and then as an adult you're unable to cope up with that. You start rethinking about your worth, and your self-worth has a lot to do with it. A lot of people growing up have great self-worths, like they don't care what people think about them. But some of us, I mean, we constantly think about what other people are thinking about us, and in order to, you know, be good in somebody else's eyes, we constantly need to do things, you know, like get things done, or, you know, how proud somebody will be if I do this, how, you know, my mom will be happy, or, you know.
Going with imposter syndrome, there's also people pleasing. That you're just constantly doing things because you want to please so many people. Like imposter syndrome is like you're trying to prove yourself, right? Like I am worthy of doing so many things, and even though I'm doing 10 things, I need to do more to prove myself. But people pleasing is like you need to do more to please your family or your partner or your friends or people in general. And
exactly. And I know, you know, where this comes from. As a kid, maybe, you know, you achieved something and you did well in something, and then people's reactions, then you start getting addicted to it, and you constantly think that, you know, you want to keep people happy, and you not succeeding at something may change their opinion of you. So you just are very like constantly thinking about what they think about you, or how you want to keep up your image in their eyes.
we should have been taught to be okay with failing, I think, as a kid.
I mean, the kind of recognition or happiness that we received by doing things and excelling at things was not that good for us, I think, you know. That's why people who are not as successful as children excel at life. Like they're happier. And
that's like another stats, no?
Exactly.
I mean, I also see that happening around me. Like the people who are not great at academics in a way, but they were street smart, or and they're just happier in life now.
Exactly.
Because they're not achieving, like running behind something
constantly.
Yeah.
They do know when to run behind something or not, but that's not their self-worth is tied to, is what I think. Yeah.
How often do you feel guilty of taking a break?
Oh my god, constantly. The entire time that I'm working, I feel like taking a break. Okay. And the moment I take a break, I'm like, did I even work? And I constantly like question myself, like, okay, you did not work at all, okay? Like, even though I was working and I got things done on my list, then also I'm like, you only got 50% done. You were supposed to get 100% done. Like,
you know, I feel guilty when I even go to the gym sometimes.
Wow. That's the epitome of like guilt. Yeah,
because I'm like, I have so many things to do right now. How am I supposed to go to the gym and work on my body?
Oh my god.
When I have so many things to do.
I mean, I'm 100% sure so many people are relating to this. You know, when I was doing some research for this episode, I realized there is a name for this kind of a thing. Like obviously there was, but we were not aware of it. As there is, general anxiety, general depression, or other mental disorders. This is not as important, but yeah, people have started recognizing this, and I'm very happy about it. What does this hamper?
Mental health.
It causes stress, causes anxiety as it is, and again insomnia in some
Oh my
extreme
God, yeah,
cases.
yeah.
Not even extreme. Like some days I really can't sleep because of the things that are in my head, or if I know that in the morning I need to wake up and do something, then I won't sleep at all.
The worst part is that it hampers work.
Yeah. So the productivity anxiety actually hampers productivity.
Exactly.
Which is so crazy.
It's
like
a loop, guys.
it's a total loop. You freak out for the things that you want to do, and then
You don't even end up doing that one thing that you genuinely have to do.
you have the ability to do, but just because of the anxiety,
Yeah.
which is bizarre. I think how our mind works. It's crazy.
Interesting.
I mean, there is a way out, but then you have to be so in control of your thoughts in order to get out of this. I just don't see myself being there.
Don't say that.
I know. I don't want to say it.
I
but
think it's just a skill.
it is. Yeah. It's
It's
practice.
the biggest skill I think
Yeah.
anyone can have, but it's
But it definitely
learning
takes,
and practice every day.
Yeah. It's not easy. Your physical health, for sure. Like.
Yeah, I mean, I don't end up going to the gym sometimes.
In this hustle culture, you just totally disregard your physical health, which is
Like
such a
physical
con.
health becomes a second priority. Like not even
Exactly.
second. I think.
I think this happens in extreme cases, but yeah, you prioritize to-do lists over people's emotions, and then
yep.
you just stop like caring about what people think, and it hampers a lot of relationships of yours, which need attention. Relationships are work. They're not like, people are not just supposed to understand you because you're in a certain place in your life. You need to put in work in relationships, and yeah, that gets hampered a lot. Let's go to the next segment, which is how to cope with it. How do we cope with it? And maybe I am not being able to get there, but want to get there in order to cope with it.
Are you doing anything to cope with it?
I am not. I'm like total in denial sometimes that I do this, but I have started realizing very like recently that I'm going through this. I need to cut down on things that I think I need to do. Those are not things I need to do. I just need to like understand the difference between.
That's, I think, a good start, because at least you are aware of it now, that you need to, like, you are feeling this
Yeah.
toxic productivity, or you're feeling burnt out, and that you need to like cut few things off from your
Yes.
day-to-day routine.
Breaking down to what is necessary and what is not, and what is just my fantasy of me being somewhere someday, and what is within reality. I think that's a good logical thing also, that you can explain yourself that okay, just chill, this is actually what needs to be done, and this is not.
For me, the biggest thing is like using my phone. Because my work is like on my phone and on social media. So I'm like, my biggest thing when I started to, realize that, okay, I need to cut things off just for my brain to be little sane. The first thing I am learning to do is to not use my phone a lot. Like not go on social media and doom scroll. I think that's like the biggest thing that I have a problem with. One thing that I'm doing is replacing my phone with either a book, or I got a Sudoku book to solve. So I love Sudoku. I'm just doing that. Trying to do. It's just been 4 or 5 days.
That's too good. I mean, it just takes your mind off of things also. I mean, it just shuts everything else off and just focus on that, and it's enjoyable also, and I think it
it's
has
fun.
great benefits.
I think the second thing I have done is to, or you can also do, is, which is completely okay, to cut people off from your life. And I genuinely mean it. Doesn't matter if that person has been with you for 10 years, but if that person is pressurizing you, or you are always in a flight or fight mode when you are talking to that person, I think it's just good to cut such people out of your life.
Being people pleasers, it's very difficult
very
to
difficult.
cut people off and say no to, even like not cut people off entirely, but like say no to things like I'm not coming with you right now, or I just need my time, or whatever. It's very difficult to say that because it increases your anxiety in terms of things that you need to do.
Are
and
you a
then-
people pleaser?
Yeah, I'm a total 100%.
You
like
are.
a-
She is. She's a people
I
pleaser.
can't say no. But then I'm also a good boundary person. But yeah, one more thing is like set some time out for doing nothing.
That's very important. That's what I've been hearing a lot. Like, give yourself time to do nothing and give yourself time to be bored. Like, just be bored.
Yeah.
Like, just do nothing.
Exactly.
It's very difficult. I've tried doing that and I'm like, shit, I'm not doing anything and I'm wasting my time.
Yeah.
And what a failure.
Crazy. It boggles my mind to even like think of times when there were no phones. Like, what were we doing? I totally want to get there where I'm like content with my life, and I'm like, I don't want to go anywhere. Just this is good. This is peaceful.
Yeah, and coming to productivity or work productivity, I read this book called The Deep Work by Cal Newport. I love how he talks about you are not productive the entire time. Like, even if you have a corporate job, even when I had a job, we used to be productive for what, 3-4 hours maximum. That's like our maximum brain capacity to be productive. Just schedule like 4 hours a day, and that's like your deep work.
Okay. For work.
Like, just for work, just schedule that 4 hours deep work, and that's what I've been trying to like do. I try to schedule 2 hours in the afternoon and 2 hours in the evening, and I'm like completely focused. I don't even use my phone because phones are like the biggest distraction even while working. I think that's a good hack.
Instead of just like focusing on what the output you want from all those tasks to be done, how you feel while doing those tasks is also important, because the whole point of this is we completely forget about what we're feeling right now or living in the current moment, and we just picture the outcome or the future wherever you like achieve something
If you
instead
just
of
completely forget to be in the present moment and not enjoying the process. So there's this thing that be process driven instead of being outcome driven.
And if you're not loving the process, then there's something wrong with that. Sometimes you convince yourself that the process is bad, but once you reach there, it's going to be amazing. So that's not true. That's not true at all, I think. Okay, so this is our last round, rapid fire round. I'm going to ask Isha, what would you choose, this or that, or what kind of a person you are, this or that, or what kind of person you are. Fear of not doing enough or fear of doing it wrong?
Fear of not doing enough.
Oh, right.
I don't mind if I'm doing something wrong, but if I'm not doing it, then that's the problem.
Right. Procrastinate or over prepare?
Procrastinate. I don't know. It depends on situations.
Yeah.
Like, I'm also an over planner, but
I think I'm a over planner. In my head, everything needs to be perfect so that I can start.
But what happens with over planning is that I will plan so many things, but then I'll just take so much time to execute it. Then that becomes also a procrastinator. So
right, you like combination of both.
Oh my god, that's worse.
Bad combo, Isha. Overthinking before starting or overthinking after finishing?
Overthinking before starting.
Okay, I think we're different there. I think after finishing, when we are doing this, I think my anxiety comes up when we post the episode.
Oh, I'm not worried about that. I'm done with one project. Like, I don't need to. So in my brain works like, okay, I'm done. Like, it's gone now. It's out in the world, or whatever work is, it's done.
I think
I need to like move on to the next project. But to start the next project, I will sit and plan everything.
Okay.
And then that just takes so much time to start.
I understand that also, but I'm more anxious when we're like done with the project and how are people receiving it. I just need to like not
I
only
was
this
there.
YouTube video.
Yeah, I was there before.
What kind of person you are? I have no time, or I wasted so much time. I think I'm wasted so much time. I think I have the time in the world, but I'm like, मैंने बहुत ही ज़्यादा time waste कर दिया. कल का पूरा दिन खराब हो गया. Now I need to get things done.
Yeah.
I think I'm in that guilt most of the
Okay,
times.
yeah, I think me too.
Resting but feeling guilty or working but feeling exhausted?
Resting but feeling guilty.
Oh.
I feel so guilty when I rest.
Oh God, I think that is fine for me, but when I'm working, I just like, this work, when is this gonna get over? I'm just so exhausted.
Yeah, that's also true, but my work is fun now.
Yeah, exactly.
Even if I'm like exhausted and if I'm struggling, I'm like, it's fine. I chose this, so now I feel.
I think I'm the second. I'm like constantly exhausted, and I'm like, when is this gonna get over? But then again, there is resting guilty, like guilty face. There is, but it's lesser than.
I think we have both of them. It's just that
Which one is?
higher.
Yeah. Okay, anxious in silence or anxious in chaos? When you're anxious, are you silent or like bothering people and there's chaos around you?
That's a very interesting question. So I am constantly anxious, but inside. Okay. So people might not even realize that she's anxious. Like people will think, oh, she's so sorted, she's so calm.
I do feel that about
Exactly,
you.
but it's not. So my very close people will know how anxious I am when I actually get so triggered. Then I call people up and that becomes a chaos. But most of the times I'm like anxious in silence.
I mean, I think I'm the other. I'm like
You're anxious in chaos.
very much
I've seen you
chaotic.
anxious in chaos. She lost 1 year. What is it called?
What are you talking about?
Arey, you lost that thing.
Bandana?
Trek मध्ये बघ, and we were full chaotic mode मध्ये.
Oh,
We were
that-
like
that
a
muffler
she's a
kind of a
chaos,
thing.
anxiety in chaos. Like, oh my god, I can't find this. Isha, what do I do?
Oh, I remember that. That's the kind of person, and I'm so sorry. That was like one of the
I'm
first
sorry.
impression of me to you.
That was the first time I saw you being anxious in
Yeah.
chaos.
So that was it. So thank you guys for watching. If you feel the same, you can comment below. What are the kind of things that you go through, or is there any hack that you found?
If you're doing something to cope with it, please let us
Would
know.
love to know. Bye bye.
Bye bye.